This fan will change your living space. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and if there's one thing I've learned through many summers is that getting air to circulate is the best way to keep your space cool, comfortable, and pleasant. Even in the winter, having the heat disseminate around the room really makes a huge difference rather than just have like one hot spot and the rest of the room is cold. And that's where this comes in. This is the Dreo Omni-Directional 43-inch Pedestal fan. So it's really a fan, but it's on a stick. So you can actually adjust the height. There's a little control on the back here, and I can adjust it and raise the fan. So at its lowest, it is 37 inches tall. At its highest, it's 43 inches tall. Now, this fan has a lot of capabilities. It's 9 speeds, 6 modes. There's a 12-hour timer, so if you want to have this in your bedroom at night, you can put it on the lowest speed. It's insanely quiet, and then it'll just run for 6 or 7 hours, however long you want, and then it'll just turn itself off. Now, you can see here that it rotates both horizontally and vertically, and you can adjust that. So on the remote, for example, I can say, let's not rotate vertically anymore. So now it's just going to go back and forth at this level. So you can do 150 degrees horizontal and 120 degrees vertical. Very nice. So you got lots of speeds, you got lots of different modes, you have a timer, you have all this flexibility on height. It is a 25 decibel fan, so if I stop talking for a second, you can't hear it, right? Now, to be fair, it's on speed 1. So let's use the remote control, and it comes with this remote control, but it's also redundant because it has all these controls right on the front, along with the display here that shows you what's going on. And here's a cool thing they thought about, is this display auto dims. So at 2 in the morning, it's not blazing out the number into your room, which is very important. But let's crank this thing up. So turn it all the way up to 9. It doesn't go up to 11, but I'll tell you, oof, that's a lot of air. I can show you somewhat with this card, and you can see how much it's pushing it off from being just like straight horizontal, and it's just like, no, I can push a lot of air. The company says that you can feel this over 100 feet away, and at its maximum fan, I can totally believe it. And everything behind my camera is now blowing off my tables. So let's bring that down a little bit. Down to 3. And so on the stem here, there's a power button, then fan speed, and a mode button, timer, vertical oscillation, and you can choose between 0, 30, 60, and 90 degrees. Horizontal oscillation, which is 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, or 150. And there's even a way to have a child lock to make sure someone else doesn't change these settings. But where this also gets really cool is that there's a Dreo app. So I'm going to actually just pair this with the app. And it is insanely easy to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and let's see, launch the app. There we go. And it literally already sees this fan. It's just magic. And it's like, okay, well, let's add that device. And then it's connecting. You can see this is live, real time, as it happens. Now, once you have this hooked up, it also is going to work with Google Home and Alexa. So you can say things like, let's say we call this pedestal fan, you could say pedestal fan on, or pedestal fan 40, or 6 if you want to get to the speed or something. You can also schedule the on and off from in this app. And let's see, we'll have the default room, connection successful. Let's give it a better name than air circulator. Come on, Dreo, you can do better than that. We're going to call this Pedestal. Just call it Pedestal. Done. And that's it. And it looks like there's a firmware update. I'll get to that in a couple of minutes, but for right now, let me just show you that I can now adjust all sorts of things. So we can say, let's go into sleep mode. And we're gonna have the vertical back on. And 120 feels like a lot, so let's drop it down to 60 degrees, but we wanna do it sort of like that, right? So now, I can do that, and it will normalize its position, and then it will only work vertically within the band I specified. And I can go into turbo. And notice, by the way, it also knows the temperature in my kitchen. See that temperature, 73 degrees? Turbo's maybe a bit much. Let's go ahead and turn it off. And then, ready? Let's see if this works. Hey Google, turn on Pedestal.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
That didn't work. I think I might have to actually manually pair it with the app, but let's try one more thing. Alexa, turn on Pedestal. It did work. So Alexa's one up on Google in that regard. So it just automatically gives me the ability to use my voice, which also means that either through the app or through one of these smart home systems, I can turn it on when I'm up 20 miles away, or I just got out of the supermarket and it's just a crazy hot day and I'm just like, I'd like to get some fans circulating, so by the time I get home, all of the air will be a little bit cooler and the house will just feel a little bit less musty. So it's really, that's pretty much everything. You can disassemble this if you need to clean it, which is another important characteristic. And let's see, I'm gonna just put my phone down. Comes with a user manual. It comes with a shortcut sheet that tells you how to attach the pedestal. It's pretty darn easy. And then some information on what's on the pedestal itself in terms of controls. And then it includes this. This is a sort of interesting little gizmo that you can clip on, and then your remote control has somewhere to live. And I think that's really nice. I should say it is fairly heavy. The pedestal is fairly weighty so that it stays really stable even when it's at high speed doing all sorts of crazy oscillations. But I gotta say, I'm a big fan, get it, of Dreo fans, and this is another great addition to their lineup. And this is perfect for a bedroom. This is perfect for an office because you can have it just point straight at you and be really a low speed, or you can turn the speed up and have it just moving all over the place and moving all the air in the room, which is going to be just such a great effect. And it's just so helpful and efficient. So if you're in the market for a fan and this form factor works for you, this is a really, really interesting choice and one that I'm a big fan of. See, I couldn't resist that pun. Now, we do need to talk price. Before we get there, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on the subscribe button, hit that bell icon for notifications, and if this was of value, a thumbs up's always appreciated. Great. This is the Dreo Omni-Directional 43-inch pedestal fan, and it is $149.99, currently $134.99 at Amazon.com. And I will say, let's give it some more oomph. I really like it. I really like all my Dreo fans. I am gradually building up a collection because, hey, who doesn't need a fan club? And on that note, I'll hope to catch you in my next video.